about to do it to him.
Oh no.
Saw dudes, welcome to another Operator How-To. Today we're going to take a look at Maverick, Team Rainbow's Hard Breach Doomer, who of course contrasts with Hard Breach Boomer Thermite and Hard Breach Zoomer Hibana. Love to have a bucker out here.
Help! Help! Help!
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Dudes, before we start, I just want to clarify that I have a Twitch channel. A lot of my friends have been telling me that I don't plug my Twitch channel enough, and they told me that I should start doing it at the beginning of the videos, not at the end. So, here it is.
Major key alert!
I stream on weeknights, but I don't really have a set time. The best way to know when I'm live is to follow my Twitter. Thanks. Maverick's had it rough, but he's not depressed because of Afghanistan. He's depressed because his teammates won't open the wall after he tricks it. You can also make it rough for Grandad Cad, Mute, and Bandit. Your electric boys. Maverick is a 3-speed attacking hard breacher with a much more surgical approach to things than his counterparts. Thermite makes really big fucking holes. Hibana makes moderately sized holes from a distance, but Maverick hard breaches Qui-Gon style.
Close the blast door!
Maverick uses Elon Musk's not a flamethrower.
We didn't put a lot of time into the flamethrower.
Our boy Elon usually puts together pretty decent tech for Team Rainbow, but for some reason he didn't consult with Mira on the windows for his Cybertruck. Masterful usage of this thing will make you a solo queue god because Maverick isn't like most hard breachers. He's not like most support operators either. He fulfills a role on a team that can often mix and match the two roles. And he can frag. Bit of a roundabout way of saying that this guy can do it all, but only if you know what you're doing. We did it! We did it!
SMG-11, imagine.
Yeah. Did you get that echo drone?
Oh no, don't get the bottom first. Oh my god. Red. I told you to not get the bottom first. You're kind of stuck.
Oh, he's behind that shield.
Unlucky.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how. During your first moments of Maverickdom, you may find yourself shocking yourself on walls, getting shot in the face, getting C4'd, getting run out on, running out of fuel for your torch, getting read at by randoms because you ran out of fuel for your torch, getting shot in the face. What in the world? Where'd I get shot from? Stairs! Falling through a hatch, getting shot. Overall, there is a wide assortment of oopsies you can make, and Maverick is not an easy operator for new players to pick up. But if you're patient, young grasshopper, I will show you the ways of the human torch. Human carrying a torch? Here are some torch don'ts. Don't reload the torch. I don't even know why this is a thing. It literally just wastes the gas you have remaining in the tank you're currently using. It's stupid. Doesn't make any sense. Yubi, fix this. Never ADS the torch. Then you'll move the torch like an old man with osteoporosis. Think of it like this. It only takes a half a second for the torch flames to melt whatever surface they come across. So if you move it super slow, you're just gonna waste fuel. So move it in kind of a sweeping motion like this. If you're having trouble getting the motion down, load up a T-Hunt or a custom game, and just do it a whole bunch of times until you got it. It might take a little bit, but trust me, once you get the hang of it, you'll be fine. It's one of those things. Is the wall shocked or unshocked? If it's shocked, we get our Thatcher to help us out. If we don't have a Thatcher, I'll get to that in a second. To counter the inevitable bandit trick, get onto the wall and start torching the bottom of the wall and going across while repelled like this. If our Thatcher got oofed, or for whatever reason we can't get the wall unshocked, we can still do it, but we need to approach it differently. Basically, the way reinforced walls work in Siege is that they're kind of glued to the soft surfaces of which they're placed at the ends. In order to get the wall to separate, you need to make sure that this edge of the reinforcement is completely melted away from the soft part. Make it all one fluid motion, but make it as straight as possible to not waste fuel. Your torch is not eco-friendly, and Elon Musk hasn't come up with an electric version, so we gotta keep our carbon footprint down to get into the site. Rappelling is safer than doing it by standing on the ground. While doing this, you are not vulnerable to anything except the C4. Get a soft breach gadget of some kind on it, and bingo. You just opened up a wall without Thermite or Hibana, and you countered Bandit, Cade, and Mute. See why this guy's so strong now? The same thing can be done without getting rid of the Bandits or Cades. But you'll need to do it while standing away from the wall to not get shocked. Carve the top wall first, then the bottom wall with a little prone shimmy to the side. If you go for the prone first, you're just gonna get shot when you try to go for the top. The trick is to make these angles as sharp as possible. Don't just stand right in front of it, because that's a great way to get shot in the face. What about murder holes? That's something Maverick's really good at making. Well... Got him! You can make them here and there. If you combo up with a Blackbeard, then it's even better. But try to fulfill your job of getting into the site. Open up the freaking wall. What about hatches? What if Cade put his thing on it? Go prone and do a little shimmy like a snake. No steppy please. Carve a little bit from a corner of the hatch all the way to the end. Make sure the connecting bits are melted.
And
This is the safest way to destroy a hatch, and it's the easiest way to get rid of it if it's Cade tricked. And that's it. Learn those 2 tricks, and you'll make your Maverick purchase worth it. You can also make vaultable crouch holes, which also take practice, but once you get him down, you got him. As far as Maverick is concerned in terms of gun options, he's all about America. Fuck yeah. A Eugene Stoner enthusiast, his ARs consist of ARs. As in Armalite rifles. One of them is chambered in normal, and the other one is chambered in Beowulf. 50 cal Beowulf, which I didn't even know was a thing until Maverick was added to Rainbow Six, I'm gonna be honest. Now you guys might be wondering, why the fuck would someone need to make a 50 caliber AR-15? Well, apparently, it's used for boar hunting, which for any of you guys watching outside of the United States, it's really common here in the deep south, because there's so freaking many of them. You can imagine it would be a good idea to keep their population down after you look what they did to your boy Bobby B in Game of Thrones. I bet he wished he had a 50 cal Beowulf AR, but for some crazy reason, Maverick thought that this was an appropriate weapon to bring to a high threat, tactical scenario. I've seen things that most people shouldn't see. Things that shouldn't be seen. Things that, if anyone saw them, they'd think, wow, I wish I hadn't seen. Great, great. What's your thing? You know, the gadget? What's your gadget? My gadget. I guess that's what you call them. I'm glad you asked. This torch. Oh, you're a hard breacher. Right, we've been needing one of those. Great, awesome, terrific. What guns do you have? Well, I'm glad you asked. I have this 50 caliber AR. Oh, what? Fellas, listen here. Maverick's AR 1550. Ain't no good. I have no idea what purpose this gun serves. It has a small magazine, and it has less recoil than other DMRs. But that's it. If you thought the 417 was bad, you have another thing coming. Don't bother with this one unless you're memeing, guys. Or hunting hogs. Now this right here is a real tactical piece of equipment. Just M4U, the M4. The M4 is a pretty solid automatic primary for Maverick. Not quite as good as it is in Call of Duty, but it's got middle-of-the-road stats across the board, and it gets the job done. 44 damage, 750 rounds per minute ROF. It has a funny-looking suppressor on it, but suppressors stink! Kind of. I can see the argument that you can make little murder holes with the torch and then fire at people you see without the threat indicator popping off, but if you can't frag them by the time they see this, you got other issues there, man. Fuck, I fucked it up. I fucked it up! Plus, the gun's recoil gets a little iffy without a barrel attached of some kind, so I just run it with the flash hider. With the close range sight, I found it to be pretty decent with an angle grip as well. His old-fashioned 1911 is a good sidearm. Maybe the sights are a bit too thick, but it'll do the job. As far as fragging or playing support goes, Maverick is a hard breacher, and if you're the only hard breacher on the team, it shouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that you pick up the DEFUSER. But usually Maverick serves as a complement to a team's roster, not necessarily the only hard breacher that you bring. This isn't to detract from his role, which is extremely important. If you get fragged off of the bat, that is a huge yikes for you. So yeah, don't let that happen. And don't get caught in a full reload. A character reloads this fucking gun. They always use the bolt catch. Not the bolt catch, they always use the charging handle instead of the bolt release. So it'll empty. There's a little bolt release on the mag well, but instead he pulls the charging handle back. So every time he does this, and he pulls it back, I'm like, okay, my reload's done. Right? Because he pulls it back, and that's how springs work. And it goes forward. Pull it back, and then it flips forward. But notice how none of my bullets are reloaded right now. Because the animation has to finish before the bullets go in. Why? Overall, if you can get down with the Mavericking, with the walls and all that jazz, he is a great operator to add to your list of hard breachers, and I highly recommend you pick him up sooner than later. Maverick fits on pretty much every team comp imaginable, so he's really good in solo queue as well. There's not going to be a lot of situations in which I'm going to get mad if somebody brings a Maverick, because he doesn't have any counters, except his full reload. He doesn't have any counters. The whole idea behind his torch is that it was supposed to be quiet, but that was kind of stupid. So they've added a good deal of noise to the torch now. Just watch out for that sound if you're on the defending side. Another cool trick you can do with his claymores, make a little hole in the bottom, and then put a claymore onto it. I guarantee you someone's gonna get real mad if you kill him with that one. Maverick, in my opinion, is an S-tier operator. If you don't already own him, consider buying him. You can also consider buying an operator pin from FanFit Gaming. Check out the link to their merch in the description. If this video raised your IQ, be sure to share it with your friends in order to raise theirs. Give a like, subscribe to the channel. It really does go a long way. Coming up next, you decide. Am I gonna do a video on Wakanda Forever? Or am I gonna do a video on Siege Widowmaker? Check out my Twitter in the description for the poll. And thanks again for watching. Deuces.